Okay, I guess we're live. Good morning. Or
Good
good
morning,
afternoon.
Darcy. How has your week gone?
Good. It's gone really well. Basically, we worked on what you had us working on, doing the lunging. Sam was helping me lunge. I did go, she wasn't available one day. I went ahead and I went on my own. I worked him in hand, lunged him, and then got on him. He was actually much better. I didn't
Excellent.
really see all the, trying to pull me into the door or anything like that. He had
Okay.
one little antic kind of coming around the far corner, but I was able to remedy it, and it didn't become dramatic and horrible. And
Excellent.
then
Very good.
Sam got on him last night. I was actually really tired, so she got on him last night, and he was definitely pulling the antics, but she was able to mitigate it really quickly, and it doesn't become dramatic. So she has really good timing, I think, and she was just able to
Right.
mitigate it. Yeah. But
Right.
otherwise, we spent the other days just doing our lunging exercises. So I was riding on a lunge line, and Sam was lunging.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with a little work in hand then, shall we?
Okay. I just have to get a whip, actually. So okay, I guess the Pixio is following us. It looked a little funny at first. I won't mind. There
It's
we go.
following you.
Okay, well. I will. I had to start somewhere, though.
Good job. Wow, very nice. Heading right into it. Go ahead and do a circle here. Ron, I don't know if it's possible, but it's not zooming in much. What's going on there?
Ron's going to try to fix it.
Good. Just stay on your circle there in the center, or did you get that stretch all the way down? And then activating it a little bit more. Now try to ask him to go a little bit with the shoulders to the inside. Ask his hindquarters to move outside the circle a little bit. See if we can get a little shoulder four around the circle. There we go. There we go. It's starting to zoom in now. That's more like it. Nice right there. Good job. Now, once again, try to move his hindquarters a little bit more outside. Let's see if we can get him a little bit shoulder forward in this on the circle. So getting him to move a little bit more. Nice. Now, for some reason, the horse is not centered in the frame. There you go. It's getting better now. There you go. Good there. Now, go ahead and go large along the wall there now. And then turn by the center line at the top and leg yield to the right. So coming down the center line, doing a leg yield to the right.
Okay. Good boy. Alvin.
Like it. Now go ahead at this end again, same thing again by the center line and leg yield to the right. Kind of like how active his walk has become over the last few weeks. Yep.
Yeah, Ron's asking me to wait for a second because he wants to reset the Pixio, I think.
Okay.
Whoa. Did you set it at all? You did? Well, what do you
Seems to be okay now. I've got you back in the center.
So now I can go? I know, well.
Go. Ask for a little more crossing over. Tap your whip there. Step over a little more. Step over a little more. That's better there towards the end. Let's do that one more time down the center line, leg yielding to the right. So try as you're making your first turn to get him already beginning to step over a little bit as you're making the turn.
Okay.
It becomes more difficult when he's going straight. Just like when we ride, same thing in the beginning. It's just easier to start your leg yields as you're coming around the corner. So start right there as you're coming around the corner. You're already starting to move him into that outside rein a little bit. There, like that. Now, good. And just a little bit more outside rein. Keep his neck straight. There you go, right there. Keep it going. That's really good this time. Keep that going all the way to the rail. Very nice. Very nice. Then when you touch the rail, now immediately go on to a circle. Just one good 20-meter circle around, keeping them right there. Very nice. I like that. And once again, moving the hindquarters out a little bit. So on our circle here, we're going to go a little more shoulder fore again. So trying to bring the hindquarters a little bit outside the circle. So you're constantly stepping a little bit in the shoulder fore. There you go. A little bit more even. There's a little more.
So I guess I do have a question. Like, in order to get that more, should I just do what I'm doing, like escalate the whip? Or...
Yeah, tap a little harder. So it's always the same thing. If he doesn't respond when you tap to the whip, you've got to hit him a little harder next time.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, we don't want to be cutting him with the whip or anything, but, you know, but every time you touch with the whip, if he doesn't respond, it should be a little more intense. Same way we use the lead, right? Now, if we were having to take the whip and cut the horse in half with it to get him to do something, we that would not be good. But as long as we can get it within a few tries. There. Just position him a little more, moving the hindquarters a little bit more outside as we come around here, so I can really see it as we come around this corner here. There, like that. And of course, he doesn't like to work that hard. There you go, like that. And he responded to you. Good. He kind of acts like he's a little pissed there for a moment.
Yeah, he did.
It's like, okay, you're going to make me do it. Okay. I mean, we must never think that, you know, once in a while horses may resist or may not understand what we want or whatever the case may be, or just simply may not feel like doing it. But as long as we keep it relative to what they pretty much can do. There, one more time, all the way into that deep stretch right there. That's good. And you can ask him to halt there and then change directions. Getting better every time. Say ho and stretch up. Close the reins. Good. And go ahead and change directions.
Good job.
So starting off on your circle to start with, so just pick a circle from where you are there. And of course, the first thing we're going to do is try and get him to move those hindquarters out a little bit. So creating your 20-meter circle by moving the hindquarters out until we get him far enough out that he begins to be a little bit shoulder fore. So as we get the circle as far as we can get it out, then we just give him a little tap, but we keep the rein, a little rein contact so he can't just throw himself to the outside, and begin to ask the hindquarters to move a little bit more to the outside. Yeah, like that. Good, 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 good. Taking a bigger step. Now, as you come to the rail on this next long side here, go large up to the top and turn by the center line and leg yield to the left after you turn on the center line. Remembering once again to start doing your leg yield as you start the turn. So already stepping over a little bit. So that's going before he begins to straighten out.
Oh. It's funny, on this side I lose the outside rein and he just sort of...
Yeah. And that's normal at this time. You know, this is what you're just beginning to teach him about the outside rein. There you go. Good now. That's really good, though. Got to a good place.
Good boy.
Go ahead and do that one more time. When you get to the other end down here, just go ahead and turn by the center line. Once again, trying to get it started as you start to make your turn. Already begin to ask him to step over a little bit as you start to make the turn onto the center line. You're already beginning to move the hindquarters over. And then he's already stepping over like that. Good job. There we go, like that. Getting a pretty good step underneath there. Good. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Not bad at all. There we go. Now back onto a circle again, and once again, just getting him to yield the hindquarters a little bit more outside the circle. So think that you're doing a shoulder in around the circle. Shoulder 4, if you want to call it, around the circle. Moving the hindquarters out just a little bit more. Good stretch there. Now just try to move the hindquarters a little bit more outside. So you have to have a little bit of contact with that outside rein as well as the inside. So when we ask him to step over, he doesn't just throw the shoulders to the outside. A little more yielding of those hindquarters. There we go, like that. Now it's starting to happen. Good. Keep asking to yield those hindquarters a little bit. Probably easier to get yourself away from that wall so you're not, you don't have a wall on one side. So you're getting a little more in the middle there. Okay. There you go. Now we start. There you go. Now we're starting to get it like that. There's where we want it, around the circle.
I have better luck going down the wall for some reason.
Yeah, sometimes it is. It's easier. The wall helps. You know, every horse is a little bit different. The thing that helps one maybe is not so much for the other one. So that's why we're always looking for those things that work. If it works better for you to do that, like go ahead, go over to the wall this time and do a shoulder in down the long side. So bring the shoulder 4 all the way down the long side. Very nice, right there. That's where we want it, right there. That's good. Really good. That's really good. Keep it going. Very nice. And you can halt there in the center. That's good. Very nicely done. Go ahead and do what? Just go ahead and stretch him all the way down one time before we stop there, like that.
Okay.
All the way deep into it once. Very nice. And you can stop anywhere along there. This is getting better every time I see you. Very nice.
Good boy.
All right, let's put on our side reins.
Okay. I'll just get side reins on and then.
What?
Yours.
I'll be back in just 1 second. I'm going to turn and get the water quickly while you're doing that.
What happened? Oh, okay. What are you doing, Ron? It's because you normally have a treat.
All right.
Should be on the first hole, Ron, on that side if it isn't. Okay. Good boy, Calvin. He's like, why do I have all this attention? Take off reins. Thank you. Let me get my lunch line in. And my whip, I think. I started struggling with Sam's whip. It's very long and it's heavy. Okay, Calvin. So one thing that both Sam and I noticed the other day, it was actually really obvious the other day. Yesterday it wasn't so obvious. Every once in a while he takes this strange step and like his back leg almost looks like it's giving out. But it's either there or it's not there when it happens. So.
Yeah. Well, horses do that occasionally. They step a wrong step, whatever.
Yeah. It was pretty consistent the other day. But
Oh, really?
it was happening at the walk.
Huh.
And he seemed to almost work out of it, was what it looked like.
Was he like going to take a step and kind of collapsing the leg?
Yeah.
When he goes, yeah, interesting. That usually means they're hitting something somewhere that's causing them a little problem. You know, like stepping on a tack, you know.
Yeah.
Or they just twist an ankle, get an ankle a little wrong or something, and don't want to step their weight on it. There, I'm in the work there. Really nice. He's getting this down.
He's gonna poop.
Okay.
Good boy. Okay. Boy.
Yeah.
Walk.
Yeah.
Walk.
Good. There we go. And you can go ahead and ask him to trot.
And trot.
A little more active. Just keep getting to swing a little more actively so it begins to stretch into it.
Come on. This is kind of unusual for him. There we go.
A minute. Just.
Come on. Good boy.
There we go.
Come on. Come on. Should I bring him in a little, maybe?
Yeah, bring him a little closer to you and start to yield the hindquarters a little bit. See if you can get him to swing those hindquarters a little bit to the outside. That's where it comes from. There you go. Good now. Nice. Keep that. So every time he comes up, you just bring him a little closer to you, yield the hindquarters again until he starts to swing over his back, and then let him back out. There you go. Good.
Good boy. Good boy, Calvin.
Nice. There. Good. Good job there. Now go ahead and let him walk.
And walk. Walk.
And walk. And then halt. We need to shorten those side reins a little bit again now. So let's go up to him, let him stop, and shorten the side reins to about 3 holes, and let's see where we get to.
Okay. Whoa.
I said, I think with this pair of side reins, you could probably just leave off those extra straps. They'd probably be about right on the longest hole to start with.
Yeah, I think you're right now that we're shortening it.
Yeah. Good. And just go back to what you were doing there. Let's see where he goes to with that.
Walk. Walk. I didn't do it. I dropped my lunge line or my lunge move again. Good boy.
Go ahead and move him up into the trot.
Trot. Good boy. Good boy.
There you go. Good job there.
Good boy.
There we go. Like that.
He usually really likes to go to the stretch. It's funny.
Yeah, getting there. There we go. Good. Again, keep trying to yield those hindquarters away from you a little bit on that little smaller circle. There we go. Good job there. Good. Keep that. Good. Let him walk again.
And walk. Good boy.
And go ahead and halt and change directions. Let me see what he looks like with this length on the other side. That was good.
Oh. Good boy. Whoa. Whoa. Good boy. Walk. Good boy. Walk. Good boy. Walk.
Nice.
Good boy, Calvin.
Nice. And go ahead and ask him to trot.
And trot. Good boy.
Nice there. Good. Same thing here, yielding those hindquarters, keeping them a little closer to you so he begins to push them over a little bit. There we go, like that. Good.
Yep. Good boy. Come on.
Good there. And let him walk again.
And walk. Walk. Good boy.
Easy, buddy. And go ahead and halt and shorten the side reins another 3 holds.
Okay.
How many holes do you have left there?
4. No, 5 actually.
The 5 holes, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely next time just hook those side reins without the extra ropes and probably on the
Sure.
longest one to start with and then shorten from there.
Same side?
Yep.
Oh, did you just see that on his back end?
It just caught him at bad. He just went off. His back was hollow, and he went to step and couldn't move his leg.
That was what we saw.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about.
Okay, well, that's good.
He was like a gear, that wasn't quite a mesh trying to change gears.
Yeah.
At that moment, he kind of dropped his back and was kind of sitting there with his head up in the air. Nice there.
Boy.
And again, go ahead and trot. Now, once again, when you're on your own, feel free to walk as long as you want to. I'm just trying to move through this stuff as quickly as you can here.
Trot. Good boy.
There we go, good. That's it. Keep that going. Try to widen your circle a little bit once you get there and start just develop a little bigger swing in it. That's it. Nice. Keep that going. A little more active. Now ask him to canter once so I can see what that looks like. Good trot there.
Ready? And canter. Canter. Come on, canter.
Give him a little tap with your whip. Just keep it going a little bit. Let me see what he does. See if you can keep him in it.
Come on.
One more time. Now back to the trot.
Okay.
Sorry, just come back to the trot and let him stretch out. Just not ready to do much of that yet. Just want to see what it looks like.
Okay. Trot.
And once again, go back to getting him to push those hindquarters to the outside again, back into the stretch. There, good there.
Good boy.
There.
Yep. Come on. Trot.
Again. Good there.
Yep. Trot.
Now stop and go ahead and stop again and take the side reins up another 3 holes. Just trying to get all the way till we get into contact.
Okay.
Let him walk again. Let him halt.
Whoa. You're a good boy, Calvin. Good sport. Okay, there you go.
There you go. Just keep going in the same direction again.
Okay. Yeah, his canter is pretty horrible, isn't it, right now?
Not horrible. It's just not, just look at it to see what it looks like. Not ready to do much of it yet.
Yeah. Okay. Walk. Good boy. Walk. Good job.
And go ahead and trot.
Ready? And trot. Good boy.
Good. There we go.
Good job.
Now walk with him so your circle gets a little bit bigger and try to make it just a little more active. Yeah, really good there. Really stretching into it. Like that. Good job. Keep it going. Just a little bit more active. Keep trying to yield those hindquarters just a little bit if you can, especially when it comes up in hollows. Keep that going. Very nice, like that. Keep that going. Good. Now let him walk again.
And walk. Walk.
And then halt and change directions. Let's see if we can get the other side just like that.
Okay.
So that's about the length that you should be starting with now in terms of your side reins.
Okay.
So that's where you should be starting.
Great.
Yeah, because he's able to go down into it now.
And I guess, like, does he look like he's not quite reaching into it, right?
Well, he is at moments.
Yeah. Okay. Walk. Yep. Good boy.
And actually pretty well. So I don't see a big problem here.
Okay.
It's all developing really nicely. And about as fast as I would expect it to. Very nice. And then go ahead and trot.
Ready? And trot. Good boy.
Nice there. And immediately let him have a little bigger circle. And then once again, walk with him, little tap to get a little more active. But no, that's really quite good. And see, now we're getting the side range to the point where he's actually being able to reach down and get into them a little bit instead of just dropping his head. That's really good, actually. Keep that going, a little more active. Like that. And let's take a look at the canter on this side. So that's really quite good. For his trot there is about where we would expect it to be. Asking for a canter. Let me just see what that looks like. So I can keep it in my mind for next time.
And canter.
His belly's starting to come up a little bit there. So watch. Better. Good. A little better on this side. There we go. Starting to stretch into it a little bit. And back to a trot.
And trot.
That's plenty. He's starting to have the right things that are beginning to happen. Once again, he doesn't need to do that very often. Every couple of days, just try a little canter and see what it looks like. But that was an improvement. Very good. Let's keep that nice and active right there. That's just what we want to see. Keep it active around the circle, really settling into it. Begin to see his belly is starting to lift a little bit now, so keep that just like that. Very nice. Keep that going. Like that. Really good. Really good. Like that. Very good. Very good.
Good boy.
And let him walk.
And walk. Good job, Calvin.
Very nice. Okay, let's bring out Sam and let's get you up there and start with the lunging again.
Okay. Whoa.
So what I'm hoping you're seeing by working with me on how important it is that we do the same things over and over again. We build on these small steps instead of, most people's problem with training horses is that they just don't really have a system. They just kind of randomly, let's do a little of this, a little of that. It's so important that we build on these things. This first 2 years of a horse's work, it's really all about them just accustoming them to doing the work. And getting it consistent enough that we can actually then begin to really do something with them.
Sure. And you want side reins on when we lunge?
Yeah, just leave the side reins on. Just put your reins on, because that's what we're doing, is teaching him to stretch into the contact. So once again, they're kind of a little bit like training wheels on a bicycle, right? They're just there in case he keeps him from getting too far out of whack. Is Sam there to help you?
Yeah, she's coming. They were just miking her. Also, Ron, do you mind closing the door to the barn? Well, the chain. Sorry. Just in case he gets an idea. If Will has me off the lunge line at all.
He will. This first.
No, I think.
Can you hear me?
Super helpful. Oh.
I can hear you. Yep.
Okay. Can you hear me if I? Oh yeah, that's good.
I can. I can hear everybody.
So this goes in the middle, right? Yeah, because
we're moving very smoothly. We've got it all working very smoothly now.
Yeah. I'll do it.
everybody.
Oh, good.
They have a nice outdoor well. I got some video of my horse.
Oh, nice.
I'll send it to you.
It's grass right now. Do you want me
But
to
it's sand underneath, so it's actually
Hmm.
really nice footing. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's actually just like the people that used to own this place let it overgrow. So there's
Yeah.
actually sand underneath it. So it won't be too much to get it back to sand. We'll have to just scrape off that top layer.
I really liked it, that footing.
Yeah.
Working on it. It'll be nice to ride on it tomorrow. Yeah, Legacy did really well on it, although he did.
They just take your tractor. You have a front bucket on your tractor. Just skim it off of there.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Legacy too.
Okay.
It'd be a little easier because Legacy was trying to eat it as we were.
Oh, yeah, I did try Calvin out there a long time ago, and it was really quite the interesting day because he just wanted to eat the grass. So
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you had to get on.
the whole day was me kind of saying no, no, no.
Yeah. Yeah, Legacy was trying to trot and eat at the same time. So you can't do that, buddy. No, but he was fine. He figured it out. Wait, at finale, he had the grass ring, so he knew what it was about. Plus, he has food all day. He can give me half an hour.
Exactly, it's true.
It wasn't even, I think I let him for like 7 minutes, so. It was working.
Yeah, I didn't hear you very long out there.
Yeah, it was really yelling at my horse how great he was being. Sorry about that. I'm pretty loud in my praise. Everyone knows how great I think my horse is. Other way, I think.
Oh,
So good.
yeah, I guess it is right. There we go. Okay.
You gonna eat that?
Come back and walk alongside our shoulder. There you go.
Oh, I guess we're going left first. Unless
Which
you
way are
wanna
we
go-
going? I can't tell which. Oh, I see.
Yeah, do you want to go right first? Or-
No. Well, I don't care.
Left is fine. Doesn't matter. Left is fine. It's all right.
Alright.
He said go right. Or...
No, you said left is fine.
Left is okay. I think it doesn't. He's not that different from side to side.
Yeah, he's really not right now.
Yeah, pretty even.
I think they switch sometimes,
Yeah.
over years.
They do very often as the back comes up. The side that used to be difficult suddenly is easy.
Yeah. Legacy's canter switches. One side becomes easy, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, like he
Like
used to not be able to canter at all on the right lead.
Now, so as our rider begins to take over control now, beginning to move your circle out to a larger circle. So once again, Sam is there as once again, kind of like training wheels, if you will, to keep everything from getting too far out of whack. As are the side reins, good like that. But you are to take over the job here. She's just there to back you up and keep you on the circle there for the time being, while we let him develop these skills like that. Good. Be sure he'll move away from your leg a little bit while we're in a walk here. Like that. Very nice. Just like that. And see if you can ask him to stretch into that contact. So we're on the walk. Just take a little feel of your reins, and as he stretches, give a little bit more. Like that. Good job. Keep that going. Now just a little tap to get him a little more active. Of course, always touch with your leg first before you tap with the whip, so the horse knows what the whip was for. We never want to just whip a horse without using our leg at the same time. Otherwise, it really is just punishing him. Like that. Very nice. Get him to stretch down even a little bit deeper. Take a little feel of your rein. Soften him maybe with your inside rein a little bit. Just giving and taking a little bit. Feel his mouth. Once again, so the fingers are not doing nothing. They're always just keeping a live feel of the horse's mouth, so they never become rigid or fixed against the mouth of the horse. Like that. So we're speaking and communicating with them. Anything that's fixed is very hard to communicate with. Very nice there. Now prepare to trot. And just ask him to trot. Both legs go on. If he doesn't respond, then you give a little tap behind your leg. There we go. And away we go. That's why we don't worry about the transitions in the beginning. All we worry about is getting into the trot and getting it consistent. The transitions will take care of themselves. Really good, right? That. Every time he comes up, just try to yield the hindquarters, just like you did from the center of the arena, only now you're doing it from the back of the horse. So you've got to ask him to move those hindquarters out a little bit, like that. Good. Keep that going. Now just a little bit stronger trot. Once you get that, keep yourself stretching up so you don't fall over and unbalance him. So important that we keep our balance where it is. With young horses, we want to be a little behind the motion, if anything, or with it, but never ahead of the motion. That's really good. Keep it just like that. Really good trot. Keep it just like that. Nice and consistent. Keep it going. Good. And once again, every time he comes up, you're just going to move those hindquarters out and move him back into the stretch again, like that. Now, just to begin, the first way that we begin to put weight on the back of a horse is simply just to change your rising diagonal. So just sit one bounce and change your diagonal. See if he can support you for that one bounce. Now you're on the wrong one. That's okay. Keep going. Now sit one bounce and change back again. So you do that a couple of times like that. So always do your sit at the moment when he's in a nice deep stretch. So the idea is we're looking for you to be able to change that diagonal without there being any change. So this is first how we sit to the trot. Same thing again here. Just sit one bounce and change to the opposite diagonal. Got a little hollow that time. It's all right. Keep it going. A little more active again. Now sit one bounce and change. Like that. Much better that time. That was good. There wasn't any interruption in the stride. Keep a little bit stronger trot again. A little tap of your whip behind your leg if you need to. Really good. And again, sit and change your bounce. Change to the opposite diagonal. Good. Like that. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Now sit and bounce and change again.
Sorry, I changed early.
No problem.
It feels funny, and so then I ended up changing back.
Because it's going to feel like it's a little off, and that's all right. That's part of the process here. And again, sit one bounce and change. Good. That was good that time. Sit one bounce and change again. Good, like that. Sit one bounce and change back to the correct diagonal. Now just keep it going. Just a little bit stronger. That's really good. Be sure you just feel a light contact. So you actually feel his mouth when he's deep in that stretch like that. If you have a nice feel of his mouth, but it's not a backwards pull. Keep that, just a live feel of his mouth. So he actually feels you communicating with him. Or begin to open up those channels of communication. Every time he comes up again, little tap, move the hindquarters outside, and back into the stretch. Really good. Really nice. Much, much better. And ease him back to a walk now. That was really good. Much more consistent. That was really good.
Yeah, that was
now
really
let's
nice.
halt and change directions.
Good boy.
That's it. And remember, when you are stopping, just close your fingers on the reins and then open them again. Close and open. So you're never just grabbing hold of his mouth and fixing, because he's just going to pull you out of the saddle if you do that.
Okay.
So he's going to give and take a little bit. Good. Now walking on in this direction once Sam gets her whip. Sam should be remembering not to drop that whip on the ground, to put it under her arm when she's moving away from the horse, so she doesn't have, that's the problem. You see, we have to let it down, we have to reach down, and the horse is right beside us. So if you do drop it on the ground, always let the horse step away from you. Be sure you're out of the kick zone when you lead over.
One day I'm gonna get stepped on while I'm leaning over, and then
It's important.
and it's gonna happen on video too, and then you can use it as an example.
Yep.
Because I do it all the time. I just leave the whip on the ground. It's pretty bad.
Well, we'll break you of that happening. So. Now, once again, rider taking over control, moving the hindquarters a little bit to the outside, like that. Yeah, till we get him. And once again, I'm not worried about him making a transition, but I want you to make the transition when he's correct. But we don't worry about it being a perfect transition. So, in other words, once he gets in a nice deep stretch and you feel a good walk, like that, now just simply ask him to trot. But don't worry about it being a perfect transition. Just get him into a trot as best you can. Like that, and then stretch on down. Really good. Once again, keeping that light feel in the rein. So when he's stretching down into the contact with your hand. He needs to be a little more active now, moving the hindquarters outside again a little bit. A little more active trot's a little bit pokey now. He's not really coming through enough. And once again, give him a little tap and move those hindquarters to the outside. Like that. Good. Now keep it going nice and strong like this. No slower than this. That's good right there. Don't let go any slower. Good. Now in this direction, same thing. We're going to add, once we get it consistent, we'll start adding that thing of just changing the weight a little bit. So he just has to carry your weight for one stride. So Whenever he's there, good. Now sit one, bounce, and change. Good. Sit one, bounce, and change. Good. Keep going a little more active. Get this trot a little more swingy there, so it swings a little bit more actively. Good. Stretch up a little bit. Now, don't keep your shoulders forward when you sit. Let your legs relax. Let the shock of that one stride take up in your hips, so your hips should move forward underneath you for one stride. A little push, and then come out of the saddle again. So you don't lean forward. There. Now sit one, bounce, and change. Nice. And keep going. Good. Now sit one, bounce, and change. Like that. Good. Much better. Keep it going. Now stronger trot. Let's try to really get it opened up a little bit now. Like that. That's really consistent. Be sure you feel the contact into your hand there. Really nice. Right there. Widen your circle a little bit. A little more active. Each day we're just expanding the amount of time we spend doing this. Really good. Excellent. Now, keep that all the way around the circle. Keep it going. I like how straight you're sitting in the saddle now. Very good. This saddle has your leg in such a better position than what you had before. Really great. I'm loving you in this. Really nice. Right there.
I think that was me. I sat in the saddle kind of deep by accident.
Keep it going, a little more active, a little more active. Once again, open it up just a little bit more. Almost there. Keep him paying attention. Got to keep the stride the same every stride. Really nice. Now let him come back to a walk again. Close your fingers on the ring. Very nice there. And now you may halt. Very nicely done. So Sam, you're going to take the side reins off and take the lunge line off. Let her go loose. Really nicely done. It's all getting very systematic here now. It's very easy today. What a good boy.
Good boy. What a good boy.
Okay.
When you stop, he does tend to back up a lot. I have to work on that, I think.
I think someone else taught him that, though.
I think you're right. Sam's like, I think somebody else. Oh, that's right. You're Mike.
Yeah. I'm just going to undo this, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. That's the only way to do it. That's okay.
So you can just leave those little blue ropes on there and just take the side reins off, and you can get them later.
Oh, well, too late. I already.
To make it easy, just take the side reins and leave the little blue straps on there, so we don't have to go through undoing all that.
Buckle is a lot. Sorry, buddy.
They're good. Not.
Yeah, I think you're
Either way.
It's a lot of buckling. In case.
I think he goes better in this saddle, and not like but maybe it is my position partially too.
That too, it gets you back. The other side, you were up on his neck too much, too far forward, pitching you, and you weren't getting down. Your legs weren't coming down and around the horse.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud. Oh, they would stop. I was going to say you could leave those guys on. Do you want me to stay in the middle, Will?
Yes, do. Yeah, do stay in the middle.
I can hold all these things, I guess.
And just keep them with you there. And just stand in the center there for a moment. And if you just start by going around her. So once again, we haven't really taken everything away. We're keeping that little safety blanket, having a person out there with you. So we haven't just made everything disappear at once. Like that. See if you'll work into that stretch in the walk for you. That's coming really nicely. Like that. Good job. And just like we did when you were connected there, if he feels like you need to get him engaged a little bit, move the hindquarters a little bit outside so he comes a little more into a shoulder in on the circle. It'll engage that inside hind leg and pushes back up a little bit. There we go, like that. Quite nice. Keep that going. You could be stretching a little bit deeper, so soften him with your fingers a little bit. Of course, give as he wants to go down. There you go, like that. Now, just a little bit more active, and pick up the tempo of the walk a little bit to get a little more energy to send it through, so to speak, like that. Good. Good. Keep working that. Once again, every time you don't get the stretch, you know you have to push the hindquarters outside a little bit to re-engage that inside hind leg. You go a little bit more back into a shoulder four. getting him to stretch all the way down. But I like his walk. His step is so much better than the first time I saw you. He was so reluctant to even step. Good. Now go ahead and go large in the ring once you go to that side now. And you're going to turn by the center line at the top and leg heel to the left. Sam, just kind of stay where you are. Move forward if you need to a little bit as she comes around there, but we'll keep you there for the time being. Nice there. Really good. And just as we did before in the work in hand and the lunging, as you come around the turn there, begin to make your leg yield as you begin to make the turn. You're already beginning to push the hindquarters a little bit to the outside as you make the turn. So we keep him engaged in the turn and start to leg yield there. Coming through the turn, you're already asking him to step over before he gets a chance to straighten all the way out. Young horses, it's much harder if they're straight first. That's why that comes much later. There you go. Keep that stepping over. There you go. Good job. Keep it going like that. Not bad at all. Quite a nice step. Pretty rhythmic. Very nice. Keep that going. Now change the rein across the next diagonal. Good. Let him stretch all the way down, if you will, on the diagonal there. Let him stretch all the way down so you keep it active. Really nice. Keep softening him a little bit with your fingers there. Without trying to force it down, you're just taking a little bit of contact, softening his mouth, as we say. And then you're going to turn by the center line and start a leg yield to the right. Same thing you just did in the opposite direction. Turn, look where you're going. Good. Start as you come around there. Good. That was a very good beginning. Very good. Lost him a little bit there, but not bad. Straighten him out a little bit there and go straight on down the long side. Now go ahead back onto your circle there. Go ahead and start your circle there now again. Sam in the middle. Sam, just be sure you're in the middle of her circle wherever you are there. Very nice. And let him go all the way down once again, staying on the circle, but soften him with that inside rein a little bit and move the hindquarters a little bit more to the outside. Stay on your circle. It's going to be harder today as we've taken the side reins completely off here.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have those training wheels on to help you anymore. Again, widen your circle a little bit there as you come around there, as we're getting deeper into the stretch like that. That's it. Soften him. Get a little more feel of his mouth there as you soften him. Mostly the softening is done on the inside rein, generally, but not always. We soften where we feel the most resistance. Nice there. Now prepare to trot and staying on your circle right into your rising trot and see if he'll go into that stretch on the circle just the way you have him there. And once again, don't worry about making a fantastic transition. It's not going to be at this point. We don't even worry about that. In the direction you're going, it's all right. This is what we're looking. Once again, no side reins on today, so a little less help. Good. Keep it going now. Now put your shoulders back a little bit. Lift up and back a little bit. Good. Now back on your circle there around Sam. Let yourself come back with your shoulders so you're a little more behind the motion a little bit. Stretch up. Moving strongly enough. A little tap there, your whip, little tap of your whip there coming around there. He's trying to be a little resistive. Keep it going. There you go. Good. Now you're getting him to stretch up. All right. Turn left again. Shoulders back when he does that. Just keep going. So again, we don't have the side reins on, so you don't have that help today. That's what I wanted to see. What would happen.
Calvin.
So start your circle again there. Start your circle. Shoulders back a little bit. Once again, let yourself get a little behind the motion when the horse gets sticky. Lift up and come behind his motion a little bit. Almost feel like you lean back a little bit in the saddle. There you go. Anything but getting forward like that. Good. Keep that steady, consistent contact. There he goes and into it. Now walk and pat him on the neck.
And walk.
Or you lose it. This again doesn't have to be a perfect transition. It'll be whatever it is, but let him stretch out and pat him on the neck once. That was good. As you see, it's much harder without the side reins on there, isn't it?
Yes.
That's what I'm checking, is to see how difficult this is for you.
He was really taking me for a ride.
Go ahead and go large there in the walk again and change the rein across the diagonal.
I think you did it the other day, though.
But you did a good job of handling it. You got him there.
Yeah, I think that's been, like, Sam's been helping me too. Like, just more consistently, like, having the more advice consistently has really helped.
Well,
Yep.
you did 2 trot circles.
Go ahead and change the rein on the diagonal now.
Yeah, we did it off the lunge line.
Yeah, the other
In
day
the
went much
trot
better.
the other
You're right.
day.
We tried it the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, we had side reins on though, right, Sam?
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
No. We started on the lunge line. He was off the lunge line. It was just like this. It was like Tuesday or Wednesday or something. Yeah.
Well,
it's just sometimes they're a little different. It just depends on the day.
And once more, again, once you reach across the other side, we're back on the circle around Sam again.
okay.
Right there. Good job. Staying on that circle around Sam. So always remembering, as soon as he feels sticky, lift up your chest and try to feel that you get a little bit behind the motion. Then put your leg on. And send him straight ahead into it. Nice there. Now staying on that circle. Sam's in the middle of your circle. And ask him to trot. Same thing, just go from a decent walk, which you have there. Don't worry about the transition. Don't hold it up. Just make the transition as best you can. Like that. Not bad at all. Keeping those shoulders back behind the motion a little bit. Keep it going. Little feel that inside rein. Soften him a little bit with your inside rein there as you come around. There you go. Keep that going now. Just like that. Just like that. Keep it going. That's really super. Like that. Really good. Keep looking up. Every time you get sticky, lift your chest up and put your leg on. But only for an instant. Remember, we're never gripping the side of the horse. It's an impulse with your leg and then a relaxation again. And again, trot. Not bad.
Hey.
Again, stay trot. Lift up so you don't lean forward. Now bring it back to trot again. And trot. Lower your voice. Close your reins. Close your hands on the reins. Softening them by giving and taking. Softening by giving and taking. There you go. Good. Now keep trotting. Don't let him get your goat there. Keep it going for another moment. Keep it going. Keep going. Don't let him slow down. Keep looking around your circle. Lift your chest up. Keep it going. Keep it going. Got to get all the way there before we stop again. Soften him now a little bit with your inside rein. Once again, trying to move the hindquarters outside. There you go. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Keep it going around the circle. Once again, little leg. Get your leg back a little bit. There, good. Lift up your chest. Don't lean forward as he stretches over. That's it, right there. You got to stay exactly where you were. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going right to the short side there. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Just like that. Really good. Keep it going. Soften him a little bit with your inside rein. There again. Good. Now let him walk. That was really nice. Let him stretch out on the circle there. Excellent work today. And you may come to the center and stop.
Okay. Whoa, Calvin.
So that's what I wanted to see today, was what would happen if I took the side reins off of you. And that was really quite good. I mean, obviously he was a little more difficult, but you were able to correct it. Now, I would suggest going on working just the way we've been working for the next week till I see you again. This is improving every time I see you, getting lunged every day beforehand. And work the next couple of days with the side reins on. And then after you work a couple of days with them on again, try taking them off. Once again, doing everything in the order that we just did it all, right?
Okay.
And then try to take the side reins completely off again. But once again, the next 2 days, just consistent, just like you did. And you don't even have to, if you don't feel like getting off of the lunge line for a couple of days, that's perfectly fine too. What we're doing here is just instilling him this desire to keep doing the same thing. In other words, keep going. Once we set him up, that he'll keep going.
Okay.
Instead of thinking, oh, I can change my mind now. In other words, that's getting him in that mode where they just start flowing forward without us having to work on it. But like even with Q, she just started doing that the last couple of rides. Today was actually the best ever, where she just really flowed around the arena. And that takes time. Once again, we've been working her for what, a year and a half now or something like that. So it takes a while. Questions today?
No, I think I'm good actually.
That was really, really great. Really great. I think it's get better every time. And if you can get what we just got there, boom, you got it into a good place. Everything went really consistently. Everything is developing just as it should. Yeah.
Great.
Great job.
Thanks, Will.
You are welcome.
I think Trigger is almost ready. Do you want to take a
Okay.
break? Short break?
Yeah, I'd say whenever he's ready. I'll just sit here. I'm just go ahead and take a break, and I'm ready when he is. Remember to run your stirrups up when you're leading your horse.
Oh, here he comes. Yep.
Darcy, just remember to run your stirrups up when you're leading your horse on the bell. There you go.
Trigger looks very nice.
Are you still hearing me?
I actually didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
I did. I was just reminding you to run your stirrups up.
Oh yeah, I will. Here, Sam, can you give him the Pixio?
What do you want? Too many things.
Do you mind? Okay. And I'll give you the mic.
Did you already talk to Ron today? Trigger was really good this week.
That's what I heard. Very good.
Yeah, he really settled down. I think I saw him last. I worked with him last Friday, and he was really consistent. Trot, stretch, both directions. Friday.
Wonderful.
I did him in the cavesson. I launched him in the cavesson though, not the bridle.
That's fine.
Yeah, but he was good. He was really good and really like just calm and work on leg yield on the circle and stuff.
Very
on
good.
The lunge line. That was good.
So in other words, much more consistently over his back.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just needs time.
More time.
Yeah. What do you want? Oh, okay. I can hold you so you can take your horse now. Sure. Buddy, you just need time. Is that for you? Yeah. I don't need that.
Unless you're going to be in the middle.
No, I don't think so.
Can you hear me, Will?
I can.
Perfect.
You guys are making me jealous seeing you wear coats. I wish we had to wear a coat here. Tired of worrying about burning up.
New York for a nice fall, and it's been 30 degrees at night. But I should have known, right?
The
No,
buttons
but it's
are
actually
gone.
it's like 65 right now. It's really nice.
Perfect.
It's been a very
I
cold couple days here.
Yeah, I just launched my horse outside. Beautiful weather. I'm gonna go get lunch. I'll be back.
All right, let's start with some work in hand with this one.
All right, sounds good. So he goes better to the right, so I'll start him going to the right then.
Start to the right. Perfect.
All the support has left the building. Get him out in a circle here. Come on.
So we're starting off nicely. And go ahead and work on your big circle there. It's starting to stretch really quite nice. We just need to get a little more active step out of him. So just keep trying to build that out a little bit till we get just a little more swing in it. But that's really getting nice, stretching into it nicely today. Good job. Just a little more active step behind. Once you get that stretch, then try to maximize the step a little bit. This horse is pretty straight behind. That's what makes these horses kind of difficult to train, and how it's so much more important to get a straight hind leg horse up over the back even more than others, so that they can get the maximum use of those hocks. Really nice now. Keep that. Excellent work today.
Yeah, he was sleeping in his stall when I got him.
Now, once again, a little more active step once he starts to stretch, which he does nicely. But then the difficult part is to keep him now stepping actively, maximizing each step that he takes, like that. There. Much better now. Keep that going. Much better. Very nice. Keep that going. Now keep moving that outside rein. There you go. Just like that. You knew what I was going to say. Now just a little bit more active step. Once again, keeping the neck in line. Remember that we never want more bend at the neck, at the shoulder, than we want in the entire length of the body, which is never very much, even on a very trained horse. Not like horses have the ability to, fold themselves in half. Never more at the neck than in the middle of the body. We talk about bend, we're talking about the place right under where you'd be sitting at the base of the withers. That's where bend should start. Really good. Just a little bigger step. That's really good today. Really nice. Once again, maximize the step. Got a little bit short again. Like that. Really good. Feel the difference when you should be having to work to keep up with them. And the horse is really working well, really stepping off and reaching. We should have to keep a pretty active walk to keep up with them, even the smallest one. Like that. Love to hear that blowout that tells you he's beginning to relax. Much better. There we go, like that. So he actually has to flex his hocks a little bit, like that. Really good. Good. You can let him halt and change directions. Let's see how it looks the other way.
And
much better today. Good boy, Tigger.
Hey, come on, buddy.
He looks like he's looking at me in the camera.
Yeah. He's like, what's that big TV doing over there?
Oh, there. Nice. Now begin to ask it to be a little more active, just staying on that circle. It's really good, though. Nice. You can get him to yield his hindquarters just a little bit more, but that was better as you came around just there. He started to step a little bit better. There we go, like that, all the way down there. Really nice, like that, at least there. You know when it's right, all of a sudden you have to take a bigger step, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
He gets that engagement, and all of a sudden we have to take a big active step to keep up with him. That's what we're looking for. All the way back down again, once again. And for those watching this, watch this horse's hind legs. It's interesting. You'll see how he starts to shorten up like he does there, and all of a sudden there's no flexion in the hock. And then as he starts to stretch down, look at the difference in how his back end moves. That's what we're looking for. But every horse, we have to maximize the step once we get them over the back, and that begins to develop the muscle that we need that they can begin to lift themselves off of the forehand. Again, as you come around there, that's the way. Keep it deep. Yield the hindquarters just a little bit more. I feel like you could just stretch a little bit deeper. Once again, a horse like this, every horse we want to be able to stretch all the way to the top of the withers, so they really pull that withers up through the shoulders. That's what does that over time. We see a lot of horses that have been trained, that people think are collected, but all they've done is shorten the neck back into the body. Well, those horses usually are are often very mutton withered because the withers have never moved up into their correct position. Again, yield those hindquarters a little bit. There you go. I'm liking the activity. He's a little bit resistive there. Keep that going. Now he's starting to bend a little bit. There. And again, yielding those hindquarters just a little bit more. There you go, like that. Very nice. Keep that working all the way down. There we go. Good job. And you can let him halt right there.
you say halt?
Oh, yeah, and we can put the side reins on. That was really good today. Much, much better. A little harder in this direction than the other, but still quite good.
Yeah.
Big improvement in both directions.
Okay, come on, buddy.
He's activating that back end much more easily now. Pretty incredible that I can sit here the other side of the continent from you and do this. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it?
It is, just in time, too.
Yeah, we have this streaming out on Facebook right now. Hopefully some people are logging in and checking it out.
Hello, everybody on Facebook. If you're watching this, glad you could join us today.
Hello from Ithaca.
Thanks again to Ron here, who's been kind enough to set all this equipment up, and he's been kind enough to say if any of you are interested and are trying to do this, he'd be happy to talk with you about how to set it up and the equipment that you need.
Yep, if anybody's interested in doing this, just message me and I'll walk you through it. I did post a list of all the equipment with some diagrams on how everything's set up. If anybody has any questions, reach out to me or Will, and we'll get you going so you could have your own virtual lesson with Will.
There you go. I may never leave my bedroom. When I'm in the old folks' home, I'll be able to sit there and teach, right?
Yep. Yeah, going from the 80-degree days every day to 30 and 40s during the day and overnight was a little much.
Yeah, I'll say.
Come on, buddy.
Well, hopefully the 110-degree temperature that we had a week or so ago is gone. Just hope that doesn't return again this year.
It's a good summer, though.
Yep. Ours has been hot and dry. Yeah, just like that. Keep trying to move those hindquarters a little bit away from you. Just working them in hand, really essentially here. There you go, like that. He starts to stretch into it. Now, as he starts to get a better stretch, then you can begin to step away from him a little bit and see how big a circle you can keep it going, or how big a circle you can make and keep him going in that same frame. Every time he comes up a little bit, you want to just soften him a little bit with the rein, or push the hindquarters a little bit to the outside. Always the same. The only way we can activate the hindquarters in the beginning Nice, better.
That's it.
Good. Let's see if you can let him have a little bigger circle again as we prepare to trot. Try to just run that lash out. See if you can now just let your lash out and just run it out and just little tap of it. As I say to everyone, you need to take a whip in here when there's nobody in here and just pick a point, a target, and practice with both hands. A lot of skill to using a whip, being able to place the lash exactly where you want to touch the horse without beating them to death with it at the same time. But we want to be able to touch them with it occasionally. Like
yeah,
that.
He's pretty good about getting tapped.
Yeah, that's good. Nice there. Oh, that's better. And go ahead into a trot now. Let's see what happens. Again, we don't worry about the transition at this point. We're going nicely into it pretty quickly here. Try to widen that circle a little bit. That's a little small of a circle for him. It's part of why he's struggling there a little bit. So walk with him if you need to. So you can keep him on a larger circle, but you're still staying close enough to him to keep activating his back end if you need to, since it's not totally consistent yet. There he goes, getting into it. Keep that going. Keep trying to move the hindquarters to the outside. So if you know if he's not stretching, you haven't quite moved those hindquarters into the correct position yet. So keep trying to move them a little bit outside the circle, but I must say this trot way better than last time I saw you. They're still a little upside down, but we're getting there. There we go. Like that. Once again, every time you bring it a little closer to you, yield the hindquarters again. You can see how he kind of goes all the time with his shoulders a little bit pulled to the outside. So when you get him to yield those hindquarters a little more, and that's where you want to be able to run that lash out and just give him a touch with the end of it. So you're not always having to hit him with the shaft of the whip itself. There you go, like that. It's getting better all the time. Soften him a little bit with the rein, just giving and taking a little bit as you ask him the hindquarters to move a little bit to the outside still. Getting better. Now go ahead and halt there for a moment.
Ooh, and walk.
And hold. Lower your voice. Good job.
And walk.
Now with this particular horse, maybe if Sam's still there, she can come out and help you. We need to move the side reins down a little lower with him, so I need you to go around the entire girth with them. They need to be coming from a lower angle for him.
Okay.
So just understand what I mean? So we need to move the side reins down. So if you have to go around the whole girth with your little strap there, that's okay.
So I can move them down to,
Yeah, so I want to go around the entire girth so you can move. I want the rein to be down about the level of his elbow for him.
Okay, let me go get the other set of side reins.
Okay,
a little longer. Yeah, these are the ones that Darcy was using. Mine were all taken apart. Yeah. So.
I mean, you can use those if you can get those strings through the girth. Fine either way.
Hey, Darcy, can you give me some towel line? Actually, I got it.
So the reason I'm having you lower the side reins is so that his mouth will contact the bit sooner when he puts his head up in the air.
Yeah. Can you hold this for me? You got him? No, I need to take it apart. I was going to take the girth off. You need to take the string apart. I got it.
Is he? Oh, you got it.
So I don't know which ones are which.
I have
this
the
one.
one.
No, you don't. It's this one. It's on one. Is that loop side back on this one? It's off. Nobody.
Now just go ahead and push that down a little bit lower on the girth there.
Okay.
Once you get out there. There you go.
Off the wall.
There we go. Like that. That's good. Perfect right there. Same thing on the other side, and you're ready to go. So once again, the reason we're doing that is that he was getting his head up too high and the bit wasn't contacting him. So we want him to feel the contact with the bit before he gets totally upside down.
Okay, come on, buddy.
And just back on your circle there in the center. And once again, doing the best you can there, like you're working in hand, soften him, give and take that inside rein a little bit there, like that, and push the hindquarters outside. Much better. Walk starting to activate a little bit. That's good. Now go ahead and ask him to trot. Good there. It's more like it. Keep that going. And once again, just ask him to yield those hindquarters a little bit away from you. As you keep just softening him with the inside rein a little bit so he doesn't just grab a hold of it. Bring him on a little bit smaller circle so we can get him to yield the hindquarters a little bit more.
He seems to be rushing a lot.
Yep. Keep it going there for a minute. You're almost there. There you go. Patience while you just keep him on that little smaller circle for a moment. Every little bit that he begins to give forward, we give him a little bigger circle. So he's always getting rewarded. The closer he gets to being correct, the easier the job is for him. There we go. Keep working that. So again, keep trying to move the hindquarters away from you a little bit. He's still trying to pull the shoulders outside. Getting better. Keep it going. Just keep him there a little bit closer to you for a moment around that circle until it begins to give a little bit. Keep yourself in this position a little bit more. Don't let him run you around. Keep him right there for a moment. There. And as then he starts to give, then give the circle bigger. Keep working that. There. Now we're getting there. Much better. Keep it going. Keep going for a moment. There. Now walk again.
Walk and walk.
And walk. Remember, lower your voice and walk. Remember, horses respond to the tone of your voice. So if you say walk, they don't get it. Like that. That's good. Now go ahead and stop and shorten those side reins, about 3 holes on each side. And you can go ahead and change directions as well.
Oh, I don't think so. Oh, you did? Can you hear me?
I can.
So we've been off the horse all week, right?
Yeah.
I just thought of, since I've been working him in the cavesson, which means that he hasn't had the saddle on. I wonder if that's, he's been much better than this all week. I wonder if he needs a saddle adjustment.
I don't know. Could be. But if it's one day, I would doubt it.
Yeah.
I'll take a look as he goes around there. I'm not seeing anything that worries me.
Okay. Also, he's getting better.
But he may think she's lunging him off of the bit here rather than off of the cavesson, may have a little something to do with it.
Yeah.
Did you have him in the saddle, or were you working him without a saddle?
Without a saddle. Just the
Without a
cavesson.
saddle.
Naked. Naked,
Oh,
just
just
the
naked.
cavesson. Yeah.
Naked boy. So no side reins or anything.
No side reins, yeah.
Okay, come on, buddy. Walk on.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different factors, I guess we would only know if we changed one at a time. Or it's just day to day. Day to day sometimes are different.
There we go. Like it. Now, once again, while you're just walking, try to yield his hindquarters a little bit. He's always going with his hindquarters a little bit, trying to get them in towards you. We need to get them to yield the other way, like that. Keep him on that little smaller circle, soften him a little bit with that inside rein. It's just giving and taking a little bit. When he tries to pull to the outside, still need to get him to yield his hindquarters a little more. That's it. That's more like it. Keep going. Still need to yield the hindquarters a little bit more. A little bit more with the hindquarters still. Ron, just stop where you are for a second. Just stop. Now go closer to his head, and I just want you to stand there and just ask him to move his hindquarters around. So just stop him right there, so you're hardly even letting his forehand go anywhere. Now just make him move the hindquarters to the outside. There you go, a little bit more. Like that. Try not to pull it. Keep giving and taking there in the front so you're not pulling his neck over too far to the left. There you go. Ask for a little more step over until he yields it a little bit more. A little bit more. There, now you're starting to get him into it. Now let your circle widen. Like that. Much better. Much better now. Now ask him to trot.
Trot. And trot.
Back with your hindquarters. Now once again, yield the hindquarters away from you. You need to run the lash out and tap him with it there. Let your circle get a little further away from you. Give yourself a little more line. And just very quietly, you're just running the end of the lash out and just trying to touch him on the hindquarters without, not really whipping him. It's just trying to touch him, reach out and touch him without whipping him.
it's a totally different horse we have today.
All right, you're doing fine. You're done. Once again, you didn't have any tack on him the other day, so some of these things make a difference, or the bridle. So keep working that. You're getting there. Still wanting to counter flex quite a bit. There, better, better. He wants to turn like he's on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Lean inside.
This is barrel racing.
And just keep trying to yield that hindquarters a little bit more. Give him a little bigger circle now. I just want to see what he does. Like, let him have a larger circle. There, let go. Now keep your whip up. Keep it going on that larger circle. Keep it going. Keep your whip up. There you go. You're almost there. Little bigger circle. Let it even get bigger yet. This particular horse case, he needs a bigger circle. That's getting better. Keep it going. Keep it going. There, let the circle get a little bit bigger all the way out to the wall so he has as much room as he needs to. And still trying to yield the hindquarters at the same time a little bit. Getting better. Keep it going. Keep going. Yielding the hindquarters just a little bit more again. Better. Now bring him back in towards you, still staying in the trot. And now we'll see if we can get him to yield his hindquarters a little bit more yet. There, that's getting much better now. That's getting much better. Keep working that. Bring him a little closer. There. Yield the hindquarters. There, you're getting the idea. Good. Keep it going. That's getting much better. Yield the hindquarters again a little bit. Bring him a little closer to you again. You can go around you. Keep your whip up. Soften him. There. Better. Now let him have the larger circle again. Let it open back up to like a 20-meter circle. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go out there. See what he does. Keep that. Keep it going. Almost there. Keep it going. There. Starting to happen. Keep it. Belly's coming up a little bit now. There. Improving. Keep it going. Keep it going. It's getting better all the time. There we go. Now let him walk again.
And walk. And walk.
We'll just bring him in a smaller circle if he doesn't. And then soften him on that circle again. Ask him to yield his hindquarters once again as you soften him back into the stretch before we let him stop. Just keep bringing him on a smaller circle to you until you get the stretch while you yield the hindquarters. Just giving and taking that inside rein a little bit just to soften his mouth so he never gets a hold of it and just drags you. There, good there. Nice. Now halt and change back directions again. Go ahead and take your side reins like 3 holes shorter.
Okay.
So funny, he looks like he's looking directly at me into the camera.
3 holes shorter, right, Will?
Yeah, 3 holes shorter. We just begin to take up the slack a little bit. You guys install those mirrors, or were they already there and you got the place?
No, they're already here.
Nice.
The mirrors and the footing were already here, so that was a bonus for sure.
No doubt. Big mirrors like that are not cheap.
No, not at all.
Nice, there we go. And same thing here, just getting them activated, moving the hindquarters a little bit, like we did. Try to just give and take that line a little bit as you ask him to move the hindquarters away from you. Like it. And go ahead and ask him to trot. Much better now. Once again, lifting your whip, activate the back end a little bit. Now we're getting to a better place. Yeah. Again, moving the hindquarters to the outside. Keep trying to push the hindquarters out. Always trying to pull out with the shoulder. There you go. Much better. Now try to widen your circle. Give him a little more room on it now. Let me see what he does. Some horses go better close, some a little further away. So we have to always experiment. There you go. Now he's getting a little better. Starting to engage the top line a little bit. Working that. Same thing, moving the hindquarters away from you a little bit there, like that. Way better. Keep it going, like that. Way better than what we had a week ago. Keep that. There. Same thing again. Every time the head comes up, think of yielding the hindquarters. That's getting better. Getting better. Getting much better. There. Now let him walk again.
And walk.
And just let him stretch out into the walk again. A little bit of improvement that time.
Yep.
And same thing here again. There, good. He really lets it go. Keep watching the back end to see how whatever you're doing is affecting the movement. That's what we're always trying to look at. What are we doing? Is it having a good or bad effect on the movement? Not just a position, like for instance, like the head and neck. Problem with most training today is that people start at the front end, so they fix the front end into where they want it, and then the back end just shuts off if you do that. So we get the back end working first. The last thing we do is stabilize the head and neck in the training course. That's what it means to train from the front, from the back to the front, rather than the other way around. That's getting better. There you go. That's getting better. That's getting better. Getting better all the time. There we go. Keep working that. Way better. Nice. There we go. Now we're getting something that looks like a trot. Now let him walk again.
And walk.
That was a big improvement. Let him stretch in the walk for a moment.
Walk on.
Very nice. Now halt and change directions again. Give him a little something. Got a treat in your pocket. Give him something. That was good.
Okay, buddy.
Nice, much better. Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting a decent walk out of them. Starting to happen. Again, as he starts to release, then try to let the circle get a little bit bigger. Like that. Once again, always keeping our eye on that space behind your saddle there, as we see in time, it actually looks better to me than it did a few weeks ago. So we're looking for that hole to fill up back there, which it will do. Nice. Now, the next time you get a nice stretch out of him, it gets a little bit deeper in the walk there, ask him to trot. Wait a second. Like right there. That's good. He released there nicely. Now ask him to trot. So we just try to wait till he's in as good a spot as he's going to get before we try to ask him for the next thing. But we don't worry about the transitions at this point. Just make them as best you can. There's no point in trying to worry about anything else until the horse is just simply consistent in its gaits. When it becomes consistent, then you'll see that all these other problems disappear pretty much on their own if we don't bug the horse too much about it. Like that. Good. That's getting better. Getting much better now. Keep that going. Once again, every time he tries to bring that head up, you're just yielding those hindquarters. I still like to see him push the hindquarters a little bit more out. So keep working on that a little bit. There we go. It's getting better. Getting better. Same thing. A little bit. Let your circle get bigger, but walk with it more so you can keep pushing the hindquarters to the outside a little bit more as you give him a little more room. As soon as he comes around there, try to keep him in a little bit and push the hindquarters outside. There, getting better all the time. Keep it going. There, that's coming much better. Keep it going. There, much better. Hear that blowout? That's what we're listening for. Hear that? We know he's starting to release a little bit. Really good. Much better each time. Still taking step, kind of with each step you're taking, kind of stepping towards him, keeping that whip up as we yield those hindquarters a little bit more on this bigger circle. There. Much better. Keep it going. Keep it going. There. Much better. Now walk him again, right there. And walk. Just released as he came around that side. That's them. And let him switch out in the walk again. Really good. Really good fella. Yeah. Now we're starting to have something starting to look like a walk. And go ahead and halt again and again change directions.
And
good man, Tigger.
did a good job.
Where's that voice coming from? That's it. Try to widen that circle once again. Walk with him if you need to, but keep lifting that whip behind, getting the hindquarters to move away from you a little more. So always trying to push him at you. That's much better. Yeah, for a moment. And each time he releases, and you immediately start to give him a bigger circle as soon as you feel that release beginning to happen. So he's immediately rewarded for each step that he takes correctly. And in this way, we get them to agree with us that, oh, this would be easier. We do it this way. Nice. Really nice there. Good job. Now trot again. Much better. There we go. Keep that going. Once again, same thing each time. Always trying to yield those hindquarters, but this is much better. Very good. Very good. Keep it going. Keep trying to yield the hindquarters away from you a little bit. As he gets better, like right there, as you feel him starting to release, then let the circle get bigger, like that. He's always rewarded for correct behavior. He starts to understand what it is that we're asking him to do. Oh, it becomes easier if I do this. Keep going, over circle. A little bit deeper again, trying to yield the hindquarters for a moment. Yeah, good, 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 like this, like this. Now walk again. That was really good. Got nicely over his back for a moment. Good job. One more time, stopping and coming to him in change directions. Reward him, of course, each time, but this is looking much better. Good. Good there. Very nice. And once again, ask him to trot. Good. Good. Keep it going. So again, try to make the circle walk with him, make your circle larger, but at the same time, try to yield those hindquarters a little more. There, much better that time. Same thing again. Learn how to run that lash out and just give him a little touch with it. There, much better now. Now we're getting somewhere. There, getting better every step. A little bit wider still. There. Now let him come back to the walk again.
And
just
walk.
him in the walk.
And walk.
Again, stretching him in the walk all the way down.
Walk on.
And taking this moment in the walk to really try to yield those hindquarters even that little bit more. Since he's not going so fast, you can stay closer to him there. That's really good there. Good. Now back into the trot again. Once again, making your circle larger and a little more active, walking with if you need to, give him a little more room, but that's coming much better. The time he comes up, run that lash out and give him a little tap with those on the hindquarters there. Move the hindquarters to the outside again. There, like that. Much better, much better, much better. Now we're getting somewhere. Really good. Keep it, keep it, keep that going like that. There, keep that going. Good, good. Keep it going like that. Good. More step. There. Right there. Be ready to send those hindquarters out to the outside. Every time he comes around, he hollows in the same place. So be ready to step towards him as he comes around this time. Start yielding his hindquarters right there. That's the way. Good job. Way to catch him that time. Good job. More time, yielding the hindquarters. There, better. Yielding the hindquarters again. Every time he comes around there, he wants to come up, kind of disengage. He does the same thing. He turns his head to the outside and swings his hindquarters at you. So as he comes around there right now, start to put your whip out there now. So he doesn't do that. There, like that. And keep moving around the circle instead of diving in on it. There. Much better. Keep it going. Good. Much better now. There. Now we're getting there. Keep that going. Much better now. Keep it going. There. Like that. A little more active today. Wants to poop a little bit. Let him relieve himself if he wants to. That's good. It's a good sign that they want to go because it tells you they're starting to lift their back and relax a little bit. So it's a good sign when they want to relieve themselves and can. And one more time back to the trot. That's the way. We don't worry about that upwards transition. Just make it as best you can. Then begin to start yielding those hindquarters again. Running that lash out a little bit, sending them forward. There, like that. Much better. Keep that. There, good. Keep it. There. Good. Much better. Keep it. Much better. Keep it. Keep it going. That's good. And keep your whip up. He gets to that same spot in the middle of the ring there, coming around there, and he wants to hollow. So be ready to be walking with him and keep that whip up so he keeps going around your circle instead of trying to throw himself to the hindquarters to the inside. That was much better that time. Yeah. There. Keep that. A bit deeper one more time. So again, pushing the hindquarters away from you. There. Now walk. That was really good right there. And walk. Give you a good release right there.
Walk on.
There. And once again, all the way down. Much, much better you're going today, Ron. Keep that going. Why it took a little bit to get there, he was nowhere near that the last time I saw you. So this is a big improvement. His neck muscles already look a lot better.
Yeah.
Is Sam still there with you?
Yep.
Okay, good. So what I want you to do now is have Sam come out there with you. I want you to just get on with the lunge. I just want to see what he does with your weight at the walk.
Okay.
So if Sam can come and help you, she's be on the lunge line. Have you ever done that with her at all with this horse? Yeah, good. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And you can just leave the side reins actually on there for right now.
Okay.
So I just want all I want to see is what his weight, what he does when I put your weight on him. So we'll just ask him to walk into the stretch. Okay, thanks, Sam.
Okay, who's riding, me or Ron?
No, Ron. I just want to see him get up, and I want to see his weight at the walk. Just keeping the side reins on, we're just going to see if he'll stretch out. You probably need to put your reins back on him. Oh. So you have reins.
Can you get the reins?
Just in case. But so over this week, Sam, let's not lunge him. I wanted you to lunge him just like this, okay, with the side reins on. This is the procedure for the next week. Right?
Okay, with the run.
I mean, if you do one day without him, I mean, it would be kind of curious to see if he stretches better. I mean, it wasn't bad. He got to a good place. It was certainly a huge improvement over the last time I saw him.
Sure.
You know, so it's improving.
towards the outside, Darcy. Just twist it. I don't have my glasses, but I can't see.
Mhm.
Actually, let me get out of it.
He doesn't want to be pony. He doesn't want to be pony. He wanted to get on without me.
You're going, you can't go up this mounted block. Come on, walk forward. One more. Come on. One more.
Julie's mountain block in Maryland was like 200 pounds, and the horse
Ooh,
was
they're ready.
great. Oh, shit.
Good job. So just take him on that circle in the center, Sam, with you hooked to him on the lunge line there. And I just want him to see how he responds and stretches in the walk.
I gotta get to you.
Oh, there.
Oh no. Malfunction.
Didn't do the reins on the side. I only got one rein, so
Oh,
Don't
yeah, hook
worry.
him on the other side. That's always helpful.
oh, mister. Oh.
It's okay, I got it.
Oh, there, Tigger.
Don't worry.
She's fired as a groom.
What did she do?
Didn't hook it.
Oh
I
my
think she's trying to
gosh.
get insurance.
Between the three of us, we have like one buckle. Maybe we've done that.
Okay.
Yeah, that you didn't do the rein, so it came undone.
All right, so what I'm looking forward to see if he'll stretch out here in the walk for us. So on that circle, Sam, if you need to stay a little close to him, that's all right. Ron, just ask him to yield those hindquarters a little bit to the outside.
Earlier this week, Will, I left a gate open that I wasn't supposed to leave open, so we're just leaving everything unhooked these days.
But having too much fun.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's it. Ron, just softening him with your inside rein, just only your right rein. The other one's just steady and just soft a little bit. Now, once again, ask him with your leg now to move on. You taking a little control and move those hindquarters to the outside of the circle. So stretch up a little bit through your back, Ron, so you hold it all together, engage your core there a little bit. There, so he starts to yield the hindquarters a little bit. Asking with only the inside leg is all we're concerned with here. There you go, like that. Now that's what I want to see. Actually, just tuck the belly up a little bit there for us. Keep that going around the circle. Get it consistent. Try to let him stretch down. Now, give him, whenever you feel him want to go down, let him have it all the way. There we go, like that. So he begins to push us back up underneath you and carry you. Once again, yielding the hindquarters. Just drop this back out from underneath you again there. There, that's getting better, getting better. Keep working that. Keep yielding the hindquarters. It's all about getting them to respond to that leg so he pushes the hindquarters a little bit more outside. That's getting better. Keep that going. Getting better. Again, moving. Try to do a little bit of a leg yield to the outside, Ron. Just, if nothing else, just move his whole body to the outside off of your right leg. A little bit. That's right. Just take the slack out of the reins. Without any backwards tension. There we go. Just always keeping the slack out of the reins, and as he wants to stretch down, then we give to it. Same thing again here. Softening him a little bit. Just giving and taking your right rein a little bit, that inside rein. There. Let him go down as he wants to go down. Good as he finds that. Good. Now try. There you go. Let him start to go down. Give him a little more rein now, Ron. Let me see what he does. Give him a little more rein. There you go. Give him a little rein. Like that. There you go. He was ready to go just then. Good job. Right there. That's all I want to see. Right there. There. Now, do you feel him come up underneath you and lift you in the saddle a little bit then?
Yep. Yes, I did.
All right. That's what you're looking for. That's the skill that is the most important thing for riders to feel through their back where the horse is. Is it pushing up? And it's a positive sense of push. It feels very different than when the horse is hollow and the back feels kind of just dead. You feel it lift you a little bit in the saddle. That's really good, like that. Soften him again, getting a little deeper, like that. That's what I want to see, just like that. So being conscious of whether that's happening or not. And of course, the rule would be if you can't get that to happen under saddle, then you have to get back off the horse and do more groundwork to strengthen him till he can lift you. So that's what I'm looking to test here. I was looking to see, can he do it? Like that, really nice. That's coming quite nicely there. Now let him halt right there. Could be a little deeper, but he was staying nice and rhythmic and over his back. And once again, we don't worry about making a transition. Just say ho to him. Just keep your body still in the saddle as you're making him ho. Remember to give and take. Generally, we give and take, keep one rein steady and give and take the other. Because as soon as we take back against both reins, then the horse just keeps going and wants to pull us out of the saddle. So we're always keeping that feel a little uneven in our fingers a little bit. There, good. Now change directions. Boy.
Good job, Tree.
Everybody deserves to get paid for the work they do in life, right?
Nobody should work for free.
Right. Same thing here. We're just softening him a little bit with that inside rein as you just ask him to step over from the inside leg as we engage him into the outside rein and get to the stretch like that. Not bad. There you go. Let it on down when he wants to go down. Like that. That's what I want to see. Notice how the walk, as he starts to release that neck, how the walk starts to take off and how you begin to feel a little push through your back. That's what we're looking for. Like that. There, all the way down. That's beautiful. Just like that. Excellent. Excellent. Just like that. Now, for everybody watching, watch the muscles in the horse's neck. Watch how it changes. And for this horse, watch as we go on here week after week to watch that dip behind the saddle there and watch as that fills up. Whenever we see that on any horse, it tells us that the horse was never developed fully. And as it develops, that will go away. The horse will lift through the entire back. Keep that going. And the withers will come up through the shoulders, and you'll have a very different looking horse. Like that. And just a little bit deeper in that stretch one more time. There you go, all the way down. Like that. Nice. Still taking a nice big step behind, even when he's coming up and down a little. And that's just what I'm looking for. That one more time, because you come around this corner, yield the hindquarters a little bit, soften him a little bit with the inside rein, and then let it down like that. Really good right there. Very nice. And let him halt right there, Ron, and just say ho. And just kind of stop following, close your fingers where they are. Once again, if you have to give and take a little bit, fine. Don't just take a hold and keep it there. It's always take and release, take and release, take and release. So we're never letting the horse pull us. You can stop anywhere along there now. Go ahead and stretch him again. If he doesn't want to stop, go ahead and stretch him one more time. Do that one more time. Go ahead and walk on.
Okay.
Now this time when I ask you to halt, I want you to use your voice command. Just under your breath, say ho, as well. You just stop following. Close your finger a little bit. Wait till he gets a little deeper into the stretch. There. Now just ask him to ho. And just closing your fingers on the reins a little bit. Doesn't matter how long it takes. 4 steps. And ho. Right there.
And ho.
Try and relax your legs.
This is.
Relax.
And
It's all right. Just give and take a little bit. Give and take. Got a little bit too much in your hands there, but that's not bad. Excellent. Now, those of you watching, we can see how this horse's back collapses as he comes into the halt. Part of why you can't halt him, because as he begins to, without any push through the back, there's nothing to keep the back up, so he kind of falls forward. You may dismount right there. Really good work this morning, Ron. So that's why I just wanted to see how he responds, and his coming to the walk is very nice. So over this next week, I want you to work like 2 days of just groundwork before you get on him again. Okay. And then get on him and just walk him in this, just like we did today. Have Sam help you and just get on him, just walk him in the stretch. But 2 more days of just nothing but flat work, and then we'll get on him again. See how that goes. If that goes well on that day, then start repeating that each day. Or if you feel like or if you get on the next day and it was not quite there, then just get off and do a couple more days of just the groundwork again. So once again, right now, it's just all about strengthening this horse to the point that he's able to carry you in a way that's meaningful. That's going to allow him to move forward. That's why we want to do every step at this point as correctly as we can, so that we're developing that top line. That's the only thing that's important at this level of horse training, is developing enough strength that you actually can ride it without damaging him or in a way that's going to be useful for you. Questions today?
No, we got some homework to do.
Excellent.
And, I think we're good. Sam, do you have any questions?
Do you want the 2 days, like you said, a couple days, just the groundwork? Do you want those days with the bridle and the side reins?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Now, if you want to, just for an experiment, and let me know how it goes, like tomorrow, lunging without anything on, see how quickly he gets there, and then put everything on him and see if it makes any difference. See if he gets worse when you put all the tack on, right?
Okay. Do you want to see what he looks like with the cavesson? Because I think he just has some nervousness about the bridle.
Yeah.
But
you didn't even have a feet on him, so you were just lunging with just the cavesson, without a bridle on?
Just the cavesson, yeah. There was no side rein, no bridle, no saddle, just the cavesson.
Okay.
Just, like a padded bicycle chain.
Right, I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. Even if you have the cavesson, I would prefer that he have, because I want him to get used to having the bit in his mouth.
Yeah.
If you have the kind of cavesson where the bit can be on it, or cavesson can go over it.
Actually,
the big thing with cavessons is always watching that they're not pulling around into the horse's eye. That's the trouble with many of them.
Yeah,
it's hard to get
the
connector that doesn't pull around into their eye.
Yeah, the one here, I can grab it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
But what we can do, I think it's good for him to get used to the bit and get used to the side reins. Like, he needs to be okay with all that stuff,
Exactly.
So
I think he is. I didn't see anything that would tell me that I would have stopped. I would just go on like this, but just curious,
Yeah, here's the cavesson. It has like a cheek
exactly.
strap.
That's just a small.
Yeah, it keeps it out of the eye, and then this goes around the nose, and you can see padded bicycle chain with the ring on the top. I don't know if you could see it in the video.
I can see it. I know. I've seen them before.
Okay, yeah, you've seen it. It's
And, you put that over the top of the bit, but actually, I think you should just go do it just the way I did it. Okay. I didn't see any problem, and he got better and better as we went there. So
it's not like he has like 50 had her tongue lolling out, or
no, not at all. So I think you're going to continue the way we just did it.
Okay.
It would be good.
Okay, and he'll just get
good questions, you guys, this week. That was great. Really improved.
Great.
I like
both. Thank you so much, Will.
Really moved much better.
And
great
we're going to do this again next weekend?
Absolutely, next weekend.
So everybody on Facebook, we will be posting a link to the video of this lesson. And then next week, we'll be doing it at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So keep a lookout.
Hop in next week.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for you guys for tuning in and doing all this work again, Ron, to get all this going. I'll see you guys in a week. Great work. I feel like I'm right there with you. It's great. If only we could go out to lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll figure out that.
Thank you.
All right, guys. See you soon.
See ya.